Each space or line on the staff refers to a different pitch. As you move higher on the staff, the pitches get higher. As you move lower, the pitches get lower. But what specific pitch it is depends on the clef. The treble clef, which is used for higher pitches on the keyboard, also known as treble notes, tells us that the lines of the staff are equivalent to the notes E, G, B, D, and F. And the spaces are equivalent to the notes F, A, C, and E. The treble clef is also called the G clef because it wraps around the G line. Now there are all sorts of mnemonic devices to help you remember these notes. I like every good band deserves fame for the lines. Or you can simply spell face for the spaces. So whenever we see a treble clef, we know that this note is a G, this note is a B, and this note is a C. The bass clef, which is used for the lower pitches on the keyboard, also known as the bass notes, tells us that the lines are equivalent to the notes G, B, D, F, and A. Just remember, grizzly bears don't fly airplanes. And the spaces are equivalent to the notes A, C, E, and G, because all cows eat grass. The bass clef is also called the F clef because the two dots flank the F line. And you can also use that knowledge to find a note on the staff if you need a reminder. So in the bass clef, this note is a G, this note is a B, and this note is a C. Now if you need to write a note that doesn't fit on the staff, there's a trick for that too, called ledger lines. Basically, we just extend the staff by adding additional line fragments. If we get too far from our staff though, it gets hard to read, so we should probably move to a different clef. When it comes to sharps and flats, there are two options. First, we need to look at the key signature at the start of the staff. If there's a sharp or a flat written in the key signature, it tells us that every time that note appears in the music, it will be sharp or flat, even if it's not written as such. So for example, if our key signature has one sharp, like this, it means every time we see an F on the staff, it's actually played as an F sharp. And we'll know that we're playing in the key of G major or E minor. Second, even if the sharp or flat doesn't appear in the key signature, we can simply add a sharp or flat symbol, also called an accidental, before a note to make it so. This sharp or flat then applies every time that note appears for the rest of the measure. So if this F has a sharp before it, this will also be F sharp, and this until the end of the measure. And then it's back to F again. The last symbol we're going to talk about is this one, called a natural. A natural simply cancels out any sharp or flat that either exists in the key signature or comes before it in the measure. On the face of it, learning to read these pitches seems pretty easy, but it takes a lot of practice. In the practice suggestions, we have some simple sheet music you can start reading. I definitely recommend you learn one hand at a time before trying to combine them. Also, it might be helpful to print it out and take it with you. When you find yourself with a free moment, just write in the names of the notes.